Welcome back to the Broken series. We have come to the final week of our study, Broken. Hopefully, you have gained some insight into your brokenness and the brokenness of others from a biblical perspective. This week's topic is broken for a purpose. We can never know why brokenness happens. We just know that brokenness is a part of the human journey of faith that will end in eternal life with Jesus. When my mother was struggling with dementia, she would become frustrated by life's difficulties and ask me repeatedly why life had to be that way. My always answer was, "This is not heaven." We know two things about God. He does not send evil our way, and He does not waste anything. God will find a way to use even the broken shards to make something new. It is our job not to figure out the why, but to remain faithful to God's purpose for our often broken lives. And there is purpose to our brokenness. Sometimes it's hard to see the purpose, especially when we are smack dab in the middle of it. Have you ever thought about how many things are broken on purpose? When my girls were younger, I sewed many of their clothes. To create a dress, you take a perfectly good piece of cloth and cut it into pieces just to sew it back together. Seems crazy, doesn't it? Originally, quilts were made by using old scraps of fabric to create a warm covering for a bed. Now, to make a quilt, you buy fabric and cut it all up and then sew it back together to make a design. Seems wrong somehow. I was reminded of the beautiful stained glass windows we saw at the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. My sister, the artist, told me that to make a magnificent piece of art like those stained glass windows, full sheets of glass must carefully be broken into smaller pieces so they can be crafted into an intricate design by the master artist. The master has a purpose for our brokenness. God's purpose is to show His power and His love through us. Our all-powerful God could have created us with a non-breakable Superman body, but instead He created us out of dust, a treasure in a breakable jar of clay. We are designed to be broken. Why then are we upset when we break? We are living out God's purpose for our lives. The Apostle Paul says not to lose heart. This is only temporary. I say, this is not heaven. Someday we will be unbreakable.